portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Baha Mar officials have confirmed that the multi-billion-dollar resort will open at the end of the year as planned.
Senior Vice President Robert Sands noted that contractors are still targeting that December completion date.
We will open on December the 8th, 2014, and we are progressing very quickly to ensure that that happens. On finishing touches to the property, a lot of civil works. We're working from the inside of the hotel out, and you heard it from both the President and the CEO this evening that we will open December the 8th.
Now, Sands also noted that bookings for the resort will start July 1st.
We've been taking group bookings for almost 6 months earlier. So we are very encouraged by our group bookings, but we go live on July the 1 for our leisure bookings as we launch our new website and our booking engine for that to happen as well. There have always been challenges, but we've overcome them. And I think it's testament to the team that we have on site, working together, the best-in-class construction operators. A lot of our brand specialists, or a lot of our brands are in place with their leadership teams. And it's just one big team effort working to meet this ultimate goal for December.
Well, the Leadership Development Institute at Baha Mar marking a major milestone today with the graduation of 150 youngsters who are the first to graduate from the Institute. They are expected to play a major role in the tourism industry while helping Baha Mar create a unique brand that's expected to be impossible to duplicate. We get that story tonight from Fern Carey.
I say with great pride to this first graduating class, and I'm going to try not to cry. Welcome to Baha Mar.
Those words from the chairman and chief executive officer at Baha Mar, assuring a place at the iconic Baha Mar Resort for the 150 youngsters who are the first to graduate from the Leadership Development Institute. Described as the soul of Baha Mar, it is anticipated that the graduates will create an experience at the resort that will be impossible to duplicate.
You will be the hosts of our guests from all over the world. They will come excited with anticipation. We have promised them that the Baha Mar experience will be different in its genuine reflection of the Bahamian culture, its individuality and humanity. We have promised them that the Bahamian essence that only the Bahamian people can deliver will be present everywhere at Baha Mar. And now you, our LDI students, will deliver on these promises.
After completing an intensive 16-week program that included leadership as well as life and skills training, motivational speaker and author Simon T. Bailey believes the youngsters will transform the tourism industry moving forward.
I believe they have hope to make a bigger difference and a better difference. So for them, coming to Baha Mar is not just about a job, it's about an opportunity to touch a life. And I think it was so amazing to see all the graduates today full of hope, full of opportunity, and full of I can do it, I can make a difference.
Meantime, Alexandria Burrows, Dominique Moss, and Kaylee Ferguson are happy to be a part of the graduating class.
I feel great because it was a long journey and it was a bit challenging.
The biggest thing I learned in this program was self-awareness. It helped me to understand people and why they are the way they are and why I am the way I am. It helped me to understand myself and people.
We reached a milestone in our lives and accomplished great for our family, friends, and the Bahamas itself.
Now, all of the graduates have been offered jobs here at Baha Mar, and they'll start a training program starting next Monday. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
A former taxi operator charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend learned his fate today, and as Jared Higgs tells us, this wasn't your typical murder trial.
John Adderley, a former taxi driver, has been found guilty of murder for the January 9, 2011 shooting death of his ex-girlfriend Denise Adderley. As much of the evidence in the case went unchallenged, the judge directed the jury to choose between a conviction for murder, manslaughter by provocation, or manslaughter by diminished responsibility. The case hinged on whether or not the jury accepted evidence by psychiatrist Dr. Michael Neville, who testified that, in his professional opinion, John Adderley was suffering from depressive illness when he shot his daughter's mother multiple times in the parking lot of a Texaco service station on Wolf Road. Despite the testimony of Dr. Neville, the jury accepted the argument of prosecutor Sandra D. Gardner that Adderley intentionally and unlawfully killed the former teacher. Adderley showed little emotion as the verdict was read, and his lawyer Muriel Ducille says he is disappointed by the verdict and he plans to file an appeal immediately. Now Adderley has been in custody since January 2011 and he will return to court on July 20th for a sentencing hearing. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, former Free National Movement Senator John Bostock was back in a magistrate's court this morning for a trial date. His trial begins on September 15th before Magistrate Andrew Forbes. Last week, he was charged with possessing 20 rounds of ammunition while in Freeport, Grand Bahama. He pleaded not guilty to the charge. He is represented by his father, Henry Bostock Sr. A number of F&M officials and family members were in court during the proceedings.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, it's been 15 years since this photographic artist has exhibited. We'll tell you all about it straight ahead.
And a who's who of leaders attending the World Relays this weekend. More coming up.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. The inaugural IAAF World Relays may be over, but it seems the country is still cashing in from the two-day event. Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Dr. Daniel Johnson confirmed the official figure will be available this week. However, from all indications, the economic impact has been tremendous.
But I can tell you the early results say that we have surpassed our expectation on economic impact, and we've performed better than we thought we would.
In other business news, Calendars & Co., the country's oldest law firm, announced the appointment of its newest partner, Jacqueline H. Bonona. Bonona practices in Grand Bahama. In January 2013, Calendars announced the appointments of Llewellyn Boyer Cartwright, Courtney Pierce, and Simone Morgan Gomez to its Nassau office. Calendar operates offices in downtown Nassau, Lifer Key, and in Grand Bahama. And in international news, the boss of the International Monetary Fund has warned banking reforms aimed at preventing another financial crisis have failed to make enough progress. IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde blamed a combination of the complexity involved, industry, lobbying, and fatigue for the delay. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly.